Hi, have you ever seen a holiday advert? I'm thinking about those kind of adverts where there's a whole gang of folks happily hand in hand skipping off to do something, like a family of four dancing down a beach to jump joyously in the waves. I mean, have the advertisers actually been on holiday? I mean, in holiday, almost invariably, if you've got a teenager, that teenager just wants to sit in the room and read a book because they're sulking about missing their boyfriend or girlfriend. If the kids are younger, they're just screaming because they can't have an ice cream. Almost everybody gets sunburnt, you can't stand the food, and the insects are out there feasting on your soft white flesh like there's no tomorrow. Holidays, as they really are different to holidays as we think they are. And that's the point. The reality is very often different from how we dream about it. I mean, kids, who would have kids? They cost hundreds of thousands, and for that period of time between sort of 13 and 18, they hate you and tell you how you don't understand them. And of course, you remember the time, or maybe you don't, when you did exactly the same thing to your parents, and they'll be dumbfounded when their kids do the same thing to them. There's just this big difference between how we dream of things and how things really are. Of course, YouTube channels are no different from that, particularly mine. When I'm doing something, there's a whole history of stuff where it just didn't work. And then, of course, I do the video where it does work, so it looks like I know what I'm doing. I've said this many times, and I can tell you again, I barely know what I'm doing. What I tend to do is have a read up first, have a practice, and then do the video as a demonstration. Kind of my habit. But I don't always do that. Sometimes I give it a go while I'm actually learning myself, and of course I fluff up, of course. And I think, well, I should have practiced that. So there's just a difference, remember, between what you think something is and what something actually is. And like I say, I barely know most of the time what it is that I'm doing. But I don't think that's important, because I think my YouTube channel is all about doing. I don't think it matters if you know or don't know. I think you should give it a go. That's what matters. To me, you learn by doing. If you're sitting there looking for the perfect holiday, or you're looking for all the answers before you do something, or you're calculating the price of your children before you have them, you're not going to do it. If all you actually do is think, hey, I like that idea, I'll give it a go, and you give it a go, you'll do something. And the amount of learning that goes on when you just get up and do something is incredible. Yes, you're going to make mistakes. Of course you're going to make mistakes. Things are going to break. Things are going to go wrong. You're not going to be safe and secure. You're going to go down the road on a bike without brakes. I don't see a problem. To me, knocks in life are what teach you. Doing is where you learn. Sitting there trying to calculate it all out, the only guarantee you're going to have from that is you're not going to do it. So video 1067, a quad bike, why bother making that? Well, when I began this, I don't know if you remember, we started learning to weld on the YouTube channel, I don't know, 6-7 months ago. Couldn't weld, never welded before. Now, I've welded some stuff up, given it a go, practicing bits and pieces, shared that with you, and now I think my welding's pretty good. I can knock something up in 20 minutes or so, no worries, some good strong welds. So we're gaining experience and gaining practice. It's really important, because when I began, I lacked experience, practice, money, understanding. All of those things were not there, and I have to learn them somehow. Now, I could have sat down and I could have opened a book, but that's like dreaming about holidays. When you're thinking about something, it's very, very different than when you're doing something. Me, I'm a practical guy. I get my hands in, I do something, and that's how I learn, and that's how I want to encourage other people to learn, just to do stuff. It doesn't matter if the stuff works or not, because remember, it's a journey, and that begins by a step. If you never take that step, you never go on that journey. So we've taken those steps, we've done that journey, we've built ourselves a quad bike that I'm probably going to kill myself on because it's got no brakes. Don't care. All the stuff that I've learned from that, I can take and translate to Bessie. Bessie I can get finished, because the reason Bessie isn't finished is lack of money on the motors. We're going to be doing something on motors. Take that, stick it in Bessie, give Bessie a go. Gonna add brakes. Then we can take that and stick it in the Twizy and give the Twizy a go, because I hate the Twizy motor and the Twizy control system. So I needed to learn a whole load of stuff. Learning all of that stuff time, practice. I need to buy stuff, don't have money, so I look for things I can find, and of course that all takes time. And of course it's very different from the dream of doing something. Oh, all you need to do is this, this and this. Well, you do this, this and this. You don't dream about doing this, this and this. And that's what I'm saying here. There is a difference between how you think of things and how you do things, and you learn how to do things by doing them. And yeah, I wanted to share those thoughts with you. I hope they were of interest, and thank you very much for watching.